and welcome back to Real Talk with ATA. I have Tina here, April, and myself, and we're going to continue on with gratitude and mindset this week. So, I'm going to be more of a co host today and ask some questions of these fabulous ladies. And so, my first question today is, ladies, how do you start your day with your gratitude? Get your mindset into check that to be the successful women that you are. So, Tina, would you like to go first?
Sure, absolutely. So that's a really good question. So welcome everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. Angel, for me, my day I actually starts the night before. So I have to pre-decide some things because we make a lot of decisions every single day, ladies. So I mean, we have to decide everything for everyone, right? I believe we're professional problem solvers. And so the less decisions I have to make in the morning, that frees me up to be able to focus on the things that are important. So the night before, I have to set my clothes out. If I'm going to the gym, I have to set the clothes out before I go to the gym. I've got to set my pre-workout, my protein shake, and my BCAA. So all of my little things are all set together in the refrigerator. And then I have to grab my gratitude journal and make sure that that is set up, because whenever I open my eyeballs in the morning, I don't want to grab my phone first, right? Because as soon as we grab our phone, that allows everything else into the 6 inches in between our two ears. So the first thing I want to do is read a Bible verse, or write down the things that I'm grateful for. Because I think that when we start the day, you guys, if we can just calm our minds for 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, just to get yourself in that space and connect with yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, right? And just give thanks and start the day that way. I also like to end the day that way. So when I'm making those pre-decisions of what I'm going to wear, what I'm going to do the next day, just taking those few minutes before bed and just saying, okay, let me just quiet my mind and quiet my heart and think about what I'm grateful for the night before. And maybe just write one or two things down. You guys, we don't just go throw our kids in the bed and say, all right, good night, right? We sing them a lullaby. We read them a good night moon, all of those things, and we get them settled in. And so I just want you guys to think about that a little bit, is just taking that few minutes for yourself to quiet your mind and quiet your spirit. What about for you, April? What do you do?
I do a lot at the night before because as I like review my day, did I accomplish everything that I wanted to accomplish? What are my six most important things for the next day? And I break those into business important things and personal important things. And that way, there's that separation. So I do look at what's the plan for tomorrow. Um, I don't know if it's after being in the military for 20 years, but I'm not that organized. I don't lay stuff out. And my husband and I both get up, we both work out in the morning. So I don't have I'm going to work out. So he's going to make sure of that. So when I get up in the morning, I used to really enjoy, I'd get up first. I had my quiet time. I could read my Bible for a little bit. I could write in my journal. And then he started getting up a little earlier. I was like, no, this isn't your time. You need to go back to bed. So now he's in this habit of getting up early. But so I've kind of adjusted my morning routine because it's you got to just flow with it. So at night, when I lay down at night, I say my prayers. I start with what I'm thankful for. And in the morning when I wake up, and usually that's how I fall asleep, is as I'm saying my prayers, because it just relaxes me, it centers me. um,
Mm-hmm.
and in the morning I wake up and I thank God for another day, and for all the blessings that he's given me. And so I run through my gratitude in my mind. I do have gratitude journals. So, I mean, that's something that I can write in when I have quiet time, whatever that is. But you're right. Once the day starts, it's really hard to find that time to do it.
We're
But
full speed ahead.
yeah. Oh. But yeah, it's it's and sometimes it's funny how relaxing that is when you're laying there and you're thinking about, what you're grateful for that day, and you're just starting the morning off with that frame of mind. And sometimes I drift back off to sleep. So, it's yeah, but that's usually how I start my morning. And then we get up and work out and have our coffee and you know.
Absolutely. What's it look like for you, Angel?
I do a little bit of both of your alls, right? So I like doing when I leave the office, right, there's the office, right? When I leave the office, I don't know about you all, but I still use a paper date book. Okay. So like I love writing because I know I remember, right? And so I love like scratching off. So like when Angie, my assistant, left the other day, we're like scratching off. We're like, high five. We got all that done. Like, we got all that done. And then we went, okay, now let's move this over to here. Like, we started moving our list over. So before I leave the office, that's done, right? With what I need to tackle. So my brain's going to work on that, right? It's going to work on that. But I am not as detailed as you, Tina. Like, I do have my leggings and my tennis shoes out, ready for, to get up and go to work. But when I get up, I literally go I have a prayer chair. I call it a prayer chair. It's right where the sun's going to come in the morning. It's been dark, so the sun's not coming in yet because I'm up early. But I start with my gratitude. I right now we're reading the Circle of Prayer with Mark Battister. Yeah, I think that's his name. If I messed it up, I'm sorry, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And then the other thing I'm doing right now is 100 Days of Believing Bigger. And it has scriptures in it, it has words in it. It's really good. It's a devotional journal and just journaling what I want for my business, what I want for my life, what I want for I pray for my kids, I pray for my grandkids. I even have a list, you guys. I know you all are married, but I have a list of what I want and my next husband, right? Like I have a list detailed of what I want, right? And so I know you guys are laughing, but I do like, are you shocked? Like, no, not shocked that Angel has a list of what she wants and what she wants done.
You have to be intentional. Y'all, nothing happens by accident. You say, oh, if I accidentally find the right man, guess what? There are no accidents. You're not going to accidentally stumble onto them. You have to be intentional about what you want, what you look for.
Yeah.
And then I'm very intentional of what I want, this month's goals to look like, what the daily goals look like. I write those down. I keep them in front of me of what I want to do. So I'm very, very detailed in that. And then I go into, and this all started, there's lots of things that happen in the pandemic, but thanks for the pandemic. My mindset changed of what can I learn? Not that I don't know how to do something. How can I learn this?
Yes.
Yeah. And
So
that's so
I'm constantly
that's
trying
so
to learn
empowering.
something. Yeah, I'm constantly trying to learn something new so that I can be a better version of Angel and a better version for my business.
Yes. That is so great. I was listening to a podcast this morning with Deepak. Y'all say his last name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And he said, literally, our bodies regenerate themselves every year. We are not the same person that we were last year.
Oh, that's good.
Very, very interesting. So, Deepak Chakra, something. I don't remember his last name. I can't say his last name, but you guys, it was really amazing. Like just our cells, our tissues, our bones, our minds, our bodies, all of it regenerates itself. So literally you are not. So that just means that gives me a lot of hope because you guys, I don't know. I'm sure maybe you have walked through some yuck in your life, right? We've all walked through some yucky spaces, but that gives me hope that I can change. If I don't like the yuck I'm walking through today, I can do a 180 and choose to walk a different direction.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So if you're walking through some yuck right now, take a deep breath and think, how do I want this to be different? And how do I want to be better?
Definitely. Because what you think about, you bring about, and it's funny you were talking about, you were talking about podcasts. I've been listening to Mel Robbins, and she
Mhm.
kind of comes with a warning label because she does, kind of like the F-bomb every so often.
Mhm.
But she's really talking about some tricks to kind of trick your mind into, because in some cases, like Tina talked about, putting your workout clothes down, and the first thing you see when you get up in the morning are your workout clothes. In some cases,
Right.
sometimes you have to put stuff that if you want to do it, put it out in the open. If you want to get away
Mhm.
from it, put it away where you can't see it, because it's out of sight, out of
Mhm.
mind. But what we
Mhm.
think about, we bring about. She said, now I have a challenge for y'all. So hearts. She's like, think about, it's kind of like when you shop for a new car. If you think, oh, I'm going to buy a Toyota Tundra, all of a sudden that's all you see on the road. Does everybody drive that? So,
Mhm.
hearts. I want you to do a little experiment and look for hearts every day, because all of a sudden you're going to start seeing them. And this is a way that you can start training your brain. So, if I can train
Mhm.
my brain to see hearts, what else can I train my brain for?
Mm.
Successes, money,
Mhm.
new team members if you're building a team, whatever the case may be.
That is so good, April, because that's just your reticular activating system going to work, right? So when we
Oh, say that word 10 times. Go ahead, say that
your
again,
reticular
Tina.
activating
I'm glad
system.
she said it.
So it's right here at the base of your brain, right in the back. And if we can activate that reticular activating system, goes to work to bring that stuff, because your subconscious mind, ladies,
Mm.
it doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie, right? And
Mm-mm.
we
Yep.
have to be
Mm-mm.
so careful with our language. We talked about that last week. What do we say to ourselves? Your mind is like a dangerous neighborhood. You don't want to go there alone.
No.
Okay. And so, if you wouldn't say it to a
You're damn
child,
right.
right? We talked about that last week. Don't say it to yourself. But when we can change our language and we can know that everything is rigged in our favor, imagine if you had
Mhm.
that thought 24/7. It's all rigged in my favor.
Oh, it always
I'm
is.
going to win, right? And so then your reticular activating system goes to work and it starts bringing those good things into your consciousness and into your physical space. That's really good, April.
Yeah. And it's so powerful. I mean, to think that we
Mm.
have the power, we can control our thoughts. And we haven't
Mhm.
been trained to do that. But it's really just starting to train yourself to do it. I mean, you have the capability.
Mm-hmm.
We all do.
Well, we all do. We all have the capability. We really do. It's so fun. My girlfriends, they tease all the time and go, "Oh, of course, Angel always gets her way." And I go, "Yeah, I do. I expect things to go my way, and when they don't, I'm like shocked. Like, what? This is not."
Yeah,
What just
absolutely.
Yeah,
happened?
like yeah, yeah. It's just what it
So
does, right?
let's talk about that just a little bit. So, habits to get into that mindset, you guys. If maybe
Mhm.
you're struggling right now, maybe everything's going your way, and that's great. But maybe you're the girl who's struggling. You're like, oh, that's great, ladies. But the struggle is real right now. Start with some micro habits, some things that are fail proof to help you develop those little wins along the way to develop that mindset, right? That winning mindset. So those micro habits. So
Mhm.
we talked, you know, if you want to eat less sugar, right? Let's get the
Mhm.
cookies out of the house so that way
Mhm.
they're not tempting us to go and grab them in the kitchen, right? If you want to drink more water,
Yep.
now how much do you want to drink in a day? I want to drink at least four 20-ounce bottles, right? So I'm going to set them out, pre-decide, and it doesn't sound like a lot, right? Micro habits,
Right.
tracking your steps, right? Okay, I want to add another couple hundred steps than I did yesterday. the little
Mhm.
things will develop into those bigger things over time. I always say little baby steps will turn into giant leaps over time. So
Yeah.
what are some micro habits that, you know, that people could use for change? Just maybe some things that you've seen in your own life, Angel.
I just think just some little things that people can do is like we'll go back to gratitude because gratitude brings joy and brings happiness, right? And so if you can just think of one thing you're grateful for and maybe changing that verbiage where, oh my God, nothing ever goes my way, nothing ever happens. Of course, this happened to me. Here we go, something else. You know, you have those friends that say that all the time. What if you just changed one little word, one little just pivot it and go, oh my goodness, good things happen to me. Oh, I love that. The sun is out today. Or just one little thing that you're grateful for. Because when you start being more grateful and more thankful and more appreciated, and then you are more blessed. And I know like my little thing is hashtag blessed, thankful, and grateful, right? Things do start going your way and things do start happening. And the other things do happen, right? Don't hear me wrong. We don't live in a perfect world. Last perfect person they crucified, right? We do not live in a perfect world. But I think we see that when some things do go wrong, we see why they did, and we find the good in that why that happened, right? And sometimes it's hard. You got to dig down in there sometimes. But I just, like you just I think the biggest one, I just said like a 5-minute sentence here, but the biggest one is just being grateful for one thing, like one thing this morning when you wake up for, and one thing before you go to bed. What are you grateful for?
Mm-hmm. That's so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it's one little thing at a time because when we concentrate on the big things, I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay,
Mm.
Mm.
how does that make you feel? That would overwhelm me, but maybe I can lose, if when I lose the first pound, it's like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I lost a
Mm-hmm.
pound, so
Mm-hmm.
take it one step at a time. And, I mean, that's why we see so many New Year's resolutions falter by
Oh yeah. Yeah.
mid-January
Right.
because it's not, I want to start going to the gym twice a week. It's, I want to work out and every day and I want to lose 50 pounds and
Mhm.
that's too much.
Yeah.
You're
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmed before you even start.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
just think about what's the one thing that, and have y'all read that book, The One Thing?
I love that book. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
so good. Yeah. So, what's the
Yeah.
one thing that you want to change in your life? And then what's the one step that you can take toward that change?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Absolutely. And
I
give
agree.
yourself lots of grace, you guys. You know,
Yes.
micro
Yes.
habits don't sound like a lot. Okay, I'm going to be intentional about getting what is your sleep optimization? Do you need 6? Do you need 8? Do you need 9 hours? Protect it with a vengeance and say, okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I'm going to do because I know that's going to create a better emotional, healthy. You guys, sleep is so important because that's the only place that you can get emotional, physical, spiritual, all of the recovery that you need at the same time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All happens at the same time while we're sleeping. And then, so maybe it's protecting your sleep. Maybe it's drinking more water. Maybe it's making a better food choice. Maybe it's spending time being grateful for that one thing. Maybe it's spending that couple minutes in prayer. Okay, I know we're busy moms, y'all. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
life is full, but taking
Mm-hmm.
that couple of minutes for you is so important. So let me just encourage you today that if you don't do anything else, take care of yourself first. Self care is not selfish,
Mm,
it's selfless because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? We've got to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people and that we can get our lenses on and look through the right lens for the day to set ourselves up for a
Mm-hmm.
healthy mindset.
definitely.
Absolutely. And they talk about happy mom, happy life, well, everybody else around mom is not in charge of making her happy.
Right. Yeah, we have to do that for
It is,
ourselves.
it's starting with us, right? We got to take care of us so that when we're grateful, thankful, and blessed, then we're happy moms, right?
Yeah,
And we're happy wives, and we're happy sisters, and we're happy friends, and we're happy. Oh, you just, the list goes on, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies, thank you guys so much for joining us today. And wow, Angel and April, I love being able to be in this space with you guys and just hear your thoughts. You guys, we want you to come back. Come back next week as we talk about some more ways to create that healthy mindset. And you guys, we want you to remember today that you are beautiful.
And you are powerful.
And you are enough just the way you are.
Have an amazing day, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Mwah.